This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Of course, promises do come true if you just believe in them. And then this promise of having Headie One join us live in the studio has just come true. He just arrived in the studio and the convo will just begin in just a bit. But before we do that, lovely vibes in the studio. Let me just do this quick introduction, right? Yes. So that we can get the house settled down, pay a few bills, and the convo starts. Two of your biggest fans in the whole world, Kojo Trip and Jason. They've been talking about you since we're saying talking.
Yeah, that's Headie One.
So you can go ahead and give me a hug. Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, Jay.
Hi.
Somebody says like, why is Jay always on your
high
case?
five.
Really? Oh, Charlie, someone said like Jay.
Well, bros don't hug, like we are saying, bros don't hug.
But I mean, yeah, Jay's right. Like, it's exciting to have you in that.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah. So when he goes and go like, I don't give a high five.
You know, UK boys.
Yeah.
That's right, UK boys. We UK boys. West side.
Yeah, the meaning of your UK is different. It's not United Kingdom.
United Cantonment.
Charlie. Bro, believe, bro. We believe.
Localities.
We believe.
Yo, welcome to town. Welcome to Ghana. It's good to have you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, they always say that we always reclaim our stuff, our people, when they blow out there. So we're reclaiming you hard.
Yeah.
We'll get into the conversation real quick, but let me just pay these bills real quickly. That listen, this morning, Betway's got great news for you, all right? Now, you placed that perfect multi-bet. It's going your way until one or more pick lets you down. Well, Betway has the Bet Saver feature. It's so cool that guess what? You can even win, even if your bet misses. Now, even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Now, Bet Saver is exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. So bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. Now this morning again, Telecell's got great news for you. Now listen, if you're looking for that best value data and voice packages, well, tailored to your unique needs. Now Telecell does understand that we all have our own preferences, how we use our data, how we use our voice packages. So they have the made for me bundle, specially made for you. Just simply dial *530, jump on there, or download the Telecell Play app and subscribe to it ASAP, and you are locked on to Telecell's made for me bundles. Telecell, like they say, connecting energy. Now this morning, so much energy live in the studio. Lenny, give me some energy, please. Talk to me.
Yes, and for the music heads as well, today's a perfect day to listen via any Bang & Olufsen device. Okay, so if you are an audiophile, this is your call to reach out to Bang & Olufsen and grab the Bang & Olufsen Atelier, experience sound like never before, and become a part of the craft. You can also design your own bespoke audio masterpiece tailored to your style, or you can select from exclusive creations. Okay, just know that once you can dream it, you can hear it as well. Now you can reach Bang & Olufsen on 0201 694341, 0201 694341, and find Bang & Olufsen at Airport City Atlantic Towers. And also, again, know that you dream it, we craft it.
Well, you dream it. You dreamt of having this conversation, and we are crafting it right here in the studio. Again, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing great, you know.
We know you are Ghanaian, but when was the last time you were in town?
A few months ago.
Oh.
So yeah, like I've been trying to like make an effort to come here like a little bit more often and just, you know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What make the effort. What's stopping you?
What, to come to Ghana?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing's stopping me, but I like a few years ago I used to like my visits were a bit more spaced out, but I want to come back more, like, you know, have a good time and just chill and get more in touch with the culture.
A few months ago, what brought you in town?
Just came. Oh, I had an event actually that I was doing. Yeah, called One Day Only.
Oh.
So yeah, I've done it, and that was my second time doing it in Ghana. I've done it the previous year.
Oh,
and then done it this year as well. So.
Oh, that's your event, like your headline event.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, just like bring people together and, you know, like, yeah.
For one day only.
Just on one day only.
Yeah.
So what happens at one day?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, what happens?
Just like a vibe, you know. People like, just like have a good time together. It's like a celebration, you know. And I want to make it like, I feel like it's got like a catchy ring to it, the name as well. So I was just like, it's one night of just like getting together and having a good time.
And when is the next one?
it'll be hopefully same time next year.
So that should be early January.
Early January, yes.
Ooh, okay. Any reason why it has to be January? Because I know that the Christmas period, brings loads of people in town, and then
definitely it doesn't really have to be. I just feel like that's the time of year when it's like holidays, so everyone's off and like out and willing to have a good time. So yeah. So
we're looking for early Jan. So looking for a special edition of One Day Only in the summertime. Well,
yes.
Yeah, we only have one main weather participant. So we're going to push for an August One Day Only. Yeah. We'll do the bookings and we'll bring them. What happens? So it's just like a party, like a vibe, everybody comes around.
Just like a party, like loads of my friends come like from all over the place, or from like the UK, from like Ghana. We just have loads of good DJs as well. Yeah, it's lit.
You mentioned that you are trying to come to Ghana more often. I'd want to know what informed the decision, and if you feel that there's a disconnect, that people don't know largely that you are Ghanaian, and so you're trying to connect back home.
Well, I feel like even before I started coming regularly, a lot of people like in my music, I tried to like stay in touch with or make people know that I'm Ghanaian as much as possible. But I feel like I want to do that more in terms of like musically as well. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because obviously I have my style of music that I do, and I wanted to experiment and get into like more like an Afro kind of sound and get more in touch with home in that kind of way.
Yeah. What took you by surprise the most, though?
Like coming back to Ghana more often.
Let's just a question on about. It had changed.
Obviously, I'm quite like a laid back character, but I see like why I'm so laid back, because like that's like a Ghanaian thing in general. If you know what I'm trying to say. So, but it's a bit surprising how laid back everyone in Ghana is.
Oh, so we are laid back. Like that's the thing.
Like more laid back than me. Yeah, which is wow.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, is that like a problem? Because think about it, if you're like laid back, like musically, creatively, you might want to do more, but naturally, if you're like that.
Yeah.
So do you think in the creative space that's a problem we should look at, or not necessarily?
Nah, I don't really feel like it's really a problem. It has its pros and cons like in day-to-day life, but honestly, it's a problem.
But the Nigerians are very, very forthcoming. Very more a bit business aggressive, and that has been an advantage over a lot of we talk about it openly.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's asking about this laid back Ghanaian chill that maybe limits us in the things that we could have done or we do.
I wouldn't like go and say like it's a limitation, because it can also be a positive in many other ways as well, many other things. So it's like you could see it both ways, if you know what I'm trying to say. So the same way it could be a negative in some aspects, it could be a big positive in some aspects. It's just I think that's just it.
You do have loads of Ghanaian friends. Yes.
Yeah.
In quite a number of activities that have happened, over December in Ghana, I've hardly or not seen you participate in award shows, concerts. Has it been deliberate that you've maybe chilled again, laid back?
Yeah, just like whatever's like natural. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
or is it difficult booking Headie One?
I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't say it's difficult. Obviously, there's like formalities and stuff, but I like to just keep things natural and not like, just like go with the wind and like with the flow and whatever makes sense for the time. And so I'm pretty sure like as the time goes on, then we can build in that space a lot more. Yeah.
Let me take. Three questions.
Yeah.
In reaching back into Ghana, I mean the motherland, have you found a few artists here that you're heavy on, that you want to collaborate with, that you want to put
as
on
I can promise
the global map?
I think like Ghana, the music is very soulful. Like some of like the artists' voices are like has like a beautiful tone to it. So I've been working like with a few artists. The times I've been coming there, and the list is like a very long list. If you're not trying to say, it could change every day. Like if I was to start getting into names, I'll probably be here for a very long time. But obviously, the obvious will be King Promise, because we've done work before.
Yeah. I
like Black Sharif. I like Jackie. I like the Asaka Boys. There's different kind of vibes, but
guys, have you noticed these lists of artists are gradually becoming UK US artists?
I was going to say
Jackie, King Promise.
They've broken out.
They've broken out. You were going to ask. Okay,
Yeah,
go
I was
ahead before
gonna
I throw
ask
it back.
something. I mean, we're talking about, not seeing him like very present in the scene here and stuff. But I mean, you've taken your thing from Tottenham to like, everywhere, like global stages and all of that. But I want to find out how you feel, because you're considered like one of the pioneers of drill, like heavy, because the sound is crazy and all. But how does that make you feel, like taking it from where you did to where you are now? Because you're a global star, like a superstar. So, what's that like?
I don't really like observe that as a thing, to be honest. Yeah, it just is what it is. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, obviously, it's a great feeling for people to have that kind of opinion and view, but it's just like more motivation to just keep moving forward and exploring and see how more far we could take it. So.
Yeah.
Just to help with that question, I just want to bring that out of him, because I know it's in there. Allow me to, so viewers, for those who are going like, okay, we want to get to know him better, allow me to reintroduce himself. Let's let him reintroduce himself. Let's take the story back to the beginning. Very important. The culture is very appreciative to find Ghanaians, in the diaspora making it big. And that's when the claim ownership comes. Hey, he's Ghanaian. Let me he's score a goal right now in Tottenham, and then yay, he's Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian. Let's take it back to the beginning in the growth process. The young guy. Were you born in London? Were you born in Ghana? Did you relocate? What was the story like?
So I was born in London, North London, Tottenham, and then it's got like quite a decent like Ghanaian community, where I grew, especially like the estate where I grew up, and actually I grew up over there. Went to school, studying, doing the normal stuff as a kid, but obviously like the environment is like a bit, notorious and rough. So it was a bit like of a struggle like growing up. But we navigated through that, and I spent some time over here actually. I came back over with came to school here.
We hear of, just before you continue that part, we hear of rough neighborhoods. We hear of place and its influence. How did you navigate yourself through in growing up? Because this success was destined to happen one way or the other. You had to pay prices for it, but how did you navigate? How did that influence you? How did that change you? And when did the music kick in this process?
I feel like it was just as the years went on, because it was like almost like a coping mechanism at the same time. And when I would like be in certain situations where it wasn't the best of situations for me, I'll turn to the music as a pastime. And because obviously those situations would come around quite more regularly as things are not going well. I was like, allow me to put myself in a position to be able to get good at what I was doing, which is making music. So. Yeah,
beyond being a coping mechanism for you as well. A couple of days ago, Stormzy's mom sat in conversation with Diva Doc, right, and took us through the journey of how he got to doing music. And usually we say that families don't heavily support until you become that superstar. What's the story for you?
I never really ever went to anyone and said that I wanted to do music, so I don't really feel like I didn't have support, or I did have support when it comes to music, because I kind of like got into it gradually and almost accidentally, if you know what I'm trying to say. But obviously as things do start going well and progressing, that's when like the vision is more like more visible by family members. But I feel like obviously naturally growing up in a Ghanaian home, it's like the preferred way of doing things is like obviously education and that kind of stuff, and when that's not really going to plan, then it's like
you're veering off.
It's like things are going wrong. But there's other ways of doing things as well, and music obviously luckily for me has been a good way.
What was the inspiration? What were you and what were you talking about in your music in that early age, that early times?
Just everything that was going on where I grew up. It's got a lot of history even before my time and during my time. So just like my experiences during my childhood, and obviously as I matured and was able to like observe my situation like more up close and personally, then I'll get more into like concepts and different kind of sounds and whatnot. So I feel like that's what's allowed me to grow musically and to like a wider audience.
I have a question on that. You know, I was just wondering because you were talking about how you've used the music as a as a springboard or a platform to address like certain situations that you found yourself in at different points in time. Now there have been sometimes I could get really political, so I hope this doesn't like bother you. Now there have been conversations about how, you know, you're a pioneer of drill, and there's been conversations about how drill has been used to glorify.
He really wants to put that title on you.
No, because he is. I mean,
of course.
He is. You know, so it's being used to glorify certain things, right? But I also feel like it's also a platform for people to address other issues or stories that might otherwise not get told. Now, how do you feel like drill has played a role in that? You know, in that space.
I feel like drill music is an art. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of expression, and it's like rock music, and it's like Afro beats music, and it's like all genres of music. People are just like painting a picture of what they see. You know what I'm trying to say, or what they've like experienced. So I just keep it as simple as that, and just say like, if it wasn't a real life experience, then it wouldn't be spoken about in the music. The same way like someone that's doing rock music, they could speak about like high levels of drug consumption or whatnot. It's not really painted with a negative brush as much as the drill artist speaking about whatever's happening in their personal lives. So I just feel like it's just a way of expressing and an art, and it should just be seen as no more than that. You know what I'm trying to say?
But what do you think about the influence? Because I mean, music is like, you know, a heavy source of influence for a lot of people. Like, we listen to some of our favorite artists, we dress the way they dress, we try to do things or just mimic them based off of the things that they say in their music or the kind of stories that they tell in their music. So, you know, as someone who is a leading force, again, I just had to repeat that.
The music is open for interpretation. So it's like, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Whether it influences you in a good way or a bad way, it's still the truth. You know what I'm saying? So the truth ain't always the nicest thing to hear, but if it's someone's real life experience, I don't feel like it should be limited because based on influence to others. If you know what I'm trying to say, I feel like when I do my music, as much as like some of it could possibly be taken as a negative influence, I feel like it can also be like a learning curve and like a lesson for loads of other people to like
coming up,
to navigate in a positive way. So, you know, and hopefully that's my actual aim when I'm like making music, is to have that kind of influence. So
do you feel as though there's some weight on you with the responsibility of carrying you know, the black community in the UK, the Ghanaian community or the African community in the UK, being a strong representation of like, you know, being a music icon, a music brand? There is definitely a certain level of responsibility, expectation, you know. So when you get into the studio, does that in any way affect your creative process? You've done collaborations with loads of top artists. You know, when you sit in the studios with them and you're dropping that music, is there any ounce of consideration of, whoa, what are the people going to expect? What are they thinking? Would they like this? You know, what should I tell them?
Not really, you know. I don't like to complicate things in terms of my way of thinking. I just like, it's been like a journey, so I just like take it one step at a time, and I don't like to see myself as like such a big influence on other people, that kind of stuff. Like, no, like others would say different, but for me it's been like a journey, and it's been real life, so that's like the way I'd rather take it.
Has it been difficult? Okay, sorry, Kujo.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about journeys. I was going to take the conversation to an
okay, go ahead,
place, you know, because you're not only thriving in music, you know, you're acting as well, the intent too. Your last project, Edna, amazing project, you know. So I was just gonna ask, like, so far with the way the journey has been unfolding, what else is in the, you know, the books for you?
You mean like coming up in the future?
Yeah.
Just a bit of everything, really. Like, everything's head naturally. Obviously, the music, I'll keep coming. I'm passionate mostly about the music, so that will be like my main focal point, and then everything else which comes that naturally from that would.
Right.
We'll head forward.
With industries, right? So we experience the Ghanaian industry because this is where we are. We see the music, but we see like you guys out there in the UK doing the thing. I just want to know, being there, experiencing both industries in terms of misconceptions, because we're here and we hear people say, now I want to go to the UK. It's probably easier because they have a great system. You know, we see what they wear, we see the cars they sit in. Why would I want to be in Ghana? Is that actually a misconception, or is it true that because the system is so called,
the lights don't go off?
They're doing well?
Because my lights were out last night, bro.
Oh, your lights were out?
Nah, it was just one bulb that went off.
Okay.
I've been bragging that my neighborhood
Maintain
is top
the energy.
Because the thing is, with things like these, they actually tend to affect the mental of the kids who want to make music.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing to see you guys doing a thing. It's an inspiration. But for someone who's like, I just can't make it here. But you come here and you see the talents, you see compromise, you see what we're doing here. So in terms of misconceptions and how industries are seen, what do you think?
I feel like the world has changed now because we have like one thing that we all share, which is like called social media and the internet. I feel like if this was like quite a long time ago, we were a lot more limited with like our tools. But I feel like we all share the planet. Like, it sounds crazy to say, but does that make sense? Like more, to say like we're all like kind of like in one space.
It's a global village.
Yeah, more than like how it would have been before. So I feel like with that tool, there's so much more opportunities, and you can like the power's all in your hands, really. I'm gonna say I feel.
So it's not as bad as it seems, as people make it seem here.
That's like that. That's like my view on it. To be honest, obviously I understand like obviously in different like there's a whole music industry in France, the music industry all over the world, but it's like I feel like people should just use the tools that they have available to try and make the best out of their situation. And obviously, like it's just persistence and.
So basically,
because
very
we've
subjective
touched
in
on
nature.
because we've touched on community, right? I want to find out how the Ghanaian community is thriving in relation to music and also being accepting of Ghanaian artists who move from here to come and have shows there, right? We saw Medical run his show sometime last year at the O2 Arena, right? Is the community really welcoming? Is it possible for a Ghanaian musician to actually thrive, a purely Ghanaian musician, not a British Ghanaian or a Ghanaian British, to thrive and survive if they are not as popular as Medical? And what would it take for us to break into that community?
I feel like it's possible for anyone to thrive anywhere. Like I don't really feel like I understand that will be some limitations, but I feel like with persistence and hard work, like everything is possible. Like I don't feel like and see anything as impossible. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm pretty sure like there'll be a time where we could have a fully Ghanaian speaking artist that will probably be one of the most massive artists on the whole planet, you know what I'm saying? And the same for any other country. I just feel like there's always space for things to like grow.
Okay,
so do you?
Sorry, just let me push it to the wall a little bit because the question she's asked is so important. Now we see the struggle of the artists here, equal Ghanaian artists from here, when they have to penetrate the system when they hit into the UK.
Seems difficult.
For example, I think two Ghanaian artists, a group were in France performing. I noticed that the crowd wasn't captured. Of course, because maybe the attendance might not be the biggest and the best. But even still, we do appreciate the intimacy of these events. But it's been a conversation time and ending on how we can be able to get the stadia filled, like the Burners and Co. It might be easier for you on the reverse. The welcoming and the numbers and the appreciation. But when it is the other way around, the same Ghanaian community that we hope to get them to be supportive to the music and the artists, it's hard to get their attention. Is there something that maybe in your space, and hence also she's asking, that is there something in your space that you feel must be done, both from the consumers in the UK and from the artists themselves, to be able to have this breakthrough, to have this massive appreciation? Because we jump on YouTube and yes, we see the blogs and the YouTube accounts, with huge numbers, with Ghanaian content, and there's breaking news right now about Medical did something. Go and check some Ariasi YouTube account, and then you see 1.5 million views on there with 3 million comments. But when these same artists are stepping into these spaces, you don't see that. You don't see that. It doesn't translate.
Maybe the reason why I don't like understand the question is like I say, there's a place that I come from, and to be able to even do a show with 200 people is a blessing. You know what I'm trying to say? If I can go to France and do a venue with 200 people, with the place that I come from, it's a blessing. You know what I'm trying to say? It's an achievement. You know what I'm trying to say? You can have personal goals, but I don't really resonate with these conversations because I feel like if you're from Ghana and you can come to the O2 and do a show, it's a win.
Yeah.
Not like there doesn't really need to be any competition or comparison to anyone else. It's like it's a crazy thing in itself that is happening.
So that means it's more perspective based for you.
Yeah, like I don't really feel like it needs to be any more deeper than that. And then as you grow and you build your audience, you just aspire to do more.
So it's a mindset thing. Yeah.
You just, that's the way I think. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's all a blessing to me, because if you come from a particular kind of place, you know, like it's like a needle in a haystack that you're able to do these things anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
I
all of these stuff like about things being tough and whatnot, and like that don't really like cross my mind, because the fact that I'm able to even be in this space is amazing. You understand? So yeah,
I think these things come up because of this business is just cutthroat.
Yeah.
You know, we have this FC, this team and that team, whether you are that person or not. You know, there have been instances where I've witnessed, like in this industry, where two people don't have a problem, but fans, you know, can fool things, you know, to the fire and make it a problem.
Like a microscope, you know.
Yeah, like he said, he just mentioned numbers. It's a numbers game for some people. Like she just said, perspective. It's like, you know, I had 2 people on my show, now I have 200.
Yeah.
But the next thing is, how many are you going to have next? Right now, you can have 1.5 million followers, but they're going to say, can you translate it into people coming to your shows? That's why Dulcie is such a big thing, right? We're always like pushing the artists to the wall for them to be more and comparing them to the next person. Right?
But I feel like that's more of like a problem with the music industry, because there's too much comparison and too much like it's just a bit too much. Like it's just meant to be natural. The artists are telling their story, and then that enables them to be able to do shows. And if you're doing 10,000, 20,000, like it's a blessing from above. You know what I'm trying to say? You didn't really have to be in that position, and it's not like it's hard work and dedication that got you there. But like with hard work and dedication, anything's possible. So even though there could be more of a barrier for one person than the other, there shouldn't ever be any excuses. It's just like just work harder, and like with prayer and everything else, you
that's a good
definitely
mindset though.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's an optimist, you know. But talking about being able to tell your stories, I think you do really great at telling yours. And I have a question on how you put your flows together on 1800. You know, like I really need to know, like, how did that come about, and then like what were you thinking about when you put that together?
Funny enough, when I done 1800 originally, I didn't really like the song. When I first
but it's a favorite for a lot of people though.
Yeah, so it happens like that sometimes. So I didn't originally really like the song, but obviously I recorded it, and then I ended up in the studio with Dave, and that was like he liked it quite a lot more than I thought anyone would like it really. So it just came together kind of naturally.
Natural, go with the flow. That's
my vibe. I don't really like thinking like all of this extra stuff. Just like I go with the flow.
Is that how it's always been, or is it because you are Headie One, so you know that whatever you put out, you're going to hit it right? Or people are going to jump on it?
Nah, I just feel like that's the way the world works. Like it's not everything that's in our control. You know what I'm saying? So you just navigate in the space which you can, and then like the blessings come. If they come, they come. If not, then you just keep working.
How was the blessings when it was Drake? Was there an intentionality to this collaboration, or was this a natural?
Just not everything natural, bro. Like everything, I feel like my whole career just been natural. Like the negative thing that's happened to me has ended up turning to being a positive.
How did that collaboration happen, though? There was a bit of unnatural intentionality.
When you say natural intentionality,
unnatural, no, because we've been talking about things just happening, the vibe. I'm just saying that there might have been some deliberate conversations to have this collaboration happen. Because one of the if we check you out online, one of the biggest conversations as well is the collaboration with Drake. And people
like
talk
Drake
about
is
it.
The goat, though, I need to take my time. Tell Drake I said hi.
People love it. Find out how the conversations went on, for that collaboration to happen.
Just like how most of my other collaborations would happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just reaching out and appreciating the sound and whatnot, and then just speaking about the music and going back. It was during COVID time, so we didn't really have a chance to be in the studio together. But just send back and forth ideas and catching flows, naturally, you know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking how am I going to do this? I didn't send Drake a DM, be natural.
There's never obviously as you get more into the music and become bigger, like, and you have outside influences from like these labels and all this kind of stuff, then they come with like all of these systematical kind of stuff. But I feel like it's always beautiful to just, as an artist, to just keep things natural, because I feel like that's how the best work is done, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like all of like it's not everything that you can plan ahead, and like things don't always go to plan. I feel like the music should come first and the sound, and then everything else around it can push forward.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm talking to him after Drake.
Yeah.
No. I can imagine how exciting it would be, you know, for an artist looking for global,
dominance.
Dominance. When you get collaborations with artists who have tasted that as well, how that makes you even feel, you know, what kind of value, if you felt it added to your career, what kind of difference has brought the old, Headie One and the new you after that collaboration?
I feel like obviously it was a nice feeling to be able to like collaborate with people that like I've always been fans of their music, you know what I'm trying to say. So when I was doing that album, it's like I feel like the feature list was crazy, and I'm a fan of like a lot of the artists that I was collaborating with. So it just put me in a space where it's like it was motivational, and I want to do more, you know what I'm saying. So, and also want to experiment more musically. So yeah.
So when it comes to like more, right, as a man, how do you look at it? Like, what more would you want to do? Because you seem very appreciative, like from where you're from to where you are now. Like we're talking about these big features, right? Yeah. And it seems like as someone, like you said, you go with the flow, you take things easy. Like so water. For Headie One, in your mind, what's next? Are you an awards-based person? You want to get more features, or you just want to make your music?
Yeah, I just want to make my music and enjoy what I'm doing and just do more. Like I feel like the problem with a lot of musicians is that like you can reach like a pinnacle and feel like and lose the will to do more, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like that's like a good like trait to have, to just always see how you can do more and always like
enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, enjoy it at the same time.
Why you started, right?
Yeah, literally the same way it started.
For someone, just let me just try this in. For someone like you who is on the who believes in the power of nature and things happening as they are, how heavy are you on spirituality?
I'm quite heavy. Yeah, I feel like I believe in like I got thoughts turn to things, and like just like the power of the universe, and obviously God as well. And I feel like with positive thinking and hard work, like you can do anything.
Do you practice a religion?
Yeah, obviously Christianity. Yeah,
okay.
Christianity. So like just like good faith, and I think like good energies is also like a big thing. I feel like remaining positive. I feel like a lot of the situations I've ended up in has been from like just remaining positive and thinking positive. You know what I'm trying to say? And also like not having limitations on your thinking. You have to be able to like see a bit further.
There sure is a secret about you and how you are able to stay very, very focused and very positive, you know, regardless of storms that come. Yeah, stormsy.
I wanted to ask him about
go ahead.
The collaboration bit, right?
Yeah.
With how you approach collaboration with Drake, is that the same way you approach collaborations with every other artist you've collaborated with?
In terms of like musically or like
musically,
yeah.
Nah, bro, you're super laid back. Like, that was like mixed right my verse with it. But that's cool though. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, just like this. However, it happens. Like, so obviously on that occasion, it was during COVID. We were sending like verses back and forth, but there's been other artists that I've been in the studio with, and like I'll get like more inspiration from them in person, because I like to actually like be inspired, and like that's what makes me more open to trying new things. So I have like Young T and Buzzy, for example. I feel like most of the music that I make with them is like brilliant, because we always catch a vibe in the studio, and same as Promise as well. So it's like
Talking about catching a vibe, would you say that was the case with you and Stormzy? About a year ago, you put out a song with him as well. And would you think that that vibe works with Stormzy a lot? I'm talking about Cry No More.
Yeah. It's funny because we was actually speaking about it, and without realizing we've actually kind of like racked up like quite a few songs together. So and then all of them go hard. So clearly there must be some sort of chemistry there. So
all of them.
Also, talking about chemistry, would you think that it's because you both are Ghana Boys. People identify you as that. Ghana Boys hustling musically, you know, trying to push the music narrative and all of that is why your collaborations hit as hard as they do.
Yeah. I just think they hit because they hit. Like, it's like if it hits off, it hits off. It's like if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know,
that's why I was asking about if there was any weight on them. You know, when they have to do music
that
together,
impact,
you know, considering the audience from different places, different countries, different backgrounds, then now has a collaboration coming from two giants. How do we steer this? We owe a responsibility to our fans to give them something really good, you know. Course, and we have 14 songs now. Why should we choose this one? You know, those were kind of the inner room conversations we wanted to hear.
Yeah, it's just like an instincts kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think you should always like follow your gut and follow your instincts, and then the rest is like kind of out of your control. Because like I said, I've had songs that that I've made that I didn't really like. You know what I'm saying? And then it ends up being like what people would call a hit song. You know what I'm saying? But to me, there's not really no such thing as a hit song. You know what I'm saying? It's just
really,
like it's music.
Okay.
If it
does well, it does well.
If it does well, it does well. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what's like ruining things quite a lot, because all of these conversations about all these extra stuff,
hits.
All these extra stuff is like what's making things too complicated and taken away from the beauty of what people actually doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mind me, sorry. Lenny, you and I had the wedding is coming up next week.
These two, man. These guys, man.
I wanted to ask a question on Stormzy as well. Beyond the music and country of origin, what binds you two together?
I don't know. Just the energy and the vibe is good. It's always been good vibes, and just like
Mind me asking if you're an independent artist or signed?
I'm independent now.
Independent.
But I spent now. But before I was signed.
Between the two, please don't say natural.
Yeah.
Between the two, where do you feel most comfortable?
I feel most comfortable now being independent, and that's obviously because like I was saying before, when you're with a label, all of these conversations start away from you about all of this extra stuff, which is not about the music. You know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like I said before, it just complicates things, and I don't really like things to be complicated. Like
it
I want
seems so.
things to be
You
natural.
just want to make music.
Yeah.
Away from the music, what is the other life or side of Headie One? Away from the music, if the studio door was locked and Pro Tools wasn't available to upgrade.
It's like I spend a lot of my time just relaxing, cause I do like a lot of traveling for work and whatnot. So when I'm not like traveling around and keeping busy or doing shows or all that kind of stuff, I just like to just have the dust settled. You know what I'm trying to say? So just chill, like do some normal things. Like go out there to like a random country and go and explore.
But as calm as you are you a Tottenham fan?
Nah, Man United.
Man, because that would have stressed you out, bro. Hit it. Hit it. It was Tottenham. I mean, we're stressing a bit, but we're better at Tottenham, right?
I'm not really following up on that side of life, but are you guys doing well? Did you just
Please,
do
can we
anything?
go to the next question?
You had anything United?
Yeah, let's just carry on, please.
It's who doing well?
It's just it's just a conversation
Like
about
the team is doing so bad that even non-footballers are like,
it's just
we know
about
just a
that they are not
conversation
doing
about
well.
it's a conversation about loyalty, you know, like
Thank you.
regardless like what the situation is.
For another day.
We stay
Me, I think that Man U fans
they
can
do say
stand heartbreak.
They do say Man United like
You guys are strong.
they always. I see some like what do they call it? Some memes online that say if you're dating a Man United fan, then you know you have a loyal,
right? Lenny.
It used to be Arsenal.
I don't know about Jay though.
Now it's Man United.
I don't know what team Jay supports though.
Yeah.
Jay, what team you support?
what, me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Okay, honestly, I don't really follow.
But you have to have a team. Come on.
You know,
He doesn't have.
So he can't
I
understand.
go with the winning team.
So
very
Jay
Bournemouth
can't
on
understand.
Still away from the music, your relationship with. We want to talk about family life and you know, how close a circle have you closed up, or how open have you opened up ever since you got really heavy into this commercial space?
I like to keep like a close relationship with like the people that I grew up with, in terms of like my friends and like the people that I was like going through these things within the start. I feel like it's like a nice way to stay grounded and also just like remember yourself, you know what I'm trying to say, and keep that authenticity even within the music. So yeah, like family friends, like.
And
Yeah,
based on
keep it
that,
simple.
within this close circle, have you had engagements with upcoming artists? Do you have plans of mentoring people, signing on people onto your label?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I have a label, and I like to work closely with like new and fresh artists as well, because I feel like it's also it's inspiring as well to like keep in touch with people that still have that like kind of hunger and will to do more, because we do know that's like can be like lacked a little when we reach that a certain level. So man, just like stay in touch with the grounds and like
Right. I just want to ask about your tattoos though. Like I see your face. I don't know your tattoos. If you could, I've seen that before. I think in some of your videos. I always wanted to know like what that is. Like the inspiration behind the tattoos.
So this is like just a baby picture of myself and my mum. My mum passed away when I was 3 years old.
Right.
So and then they all have a meaning behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like roses. I like the flower roses. I like roses quite a lot. And obviously I got number ones. I got a bit of everything.
You're gonna get more?
And the music.
No.
But how many do you have though?
Like I think like maybe like 14 or 13.
I hear the addictive. I feel like you're gonna get more.
Nah,
Because this is clear.
A lot of these was done when I was a bit younger, and they like I feel like if they don't have a real meaning behind it, then
Would you call yourself?
These two,
Yeah.
what's going on?
The wedding is
Let me win this one. Taking the spotlight away from you for a split
Gio, this
second.
was still on the tat. So I just
Okay, all right,
wanted
sure.
Sorry. Because you said you love roses, would you refer to yourself as a lover boy?
There you go.
I wouldn't refer to myself as a lover boy, nah.
Aye.
But I'm like when it's time to
What is it about roses for you?
I just like I don't know, I just like roses.
There are thorns in his flesh.
Yeah, nothing to do.
Jay, that's a good one.
It's nothing to do with really the romantic side. I just think it's like a beautiful flower. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, we're having a big conversation about if guys should receive roses, as gifts.
I think we should though.
We should.
You would appreciate that
Yeah, why not?
over the bow ties and boxers and singlets and cufflinks and
PS5s.
stuff like that.
Listen,
You can mix it together.
You can't
It
mix
actually depends on the kind of guy who's receiving the flowers. Trust me.
PS5s.
A cool guy, chill guy,
Okay.
receiving flowers. I mean, it's fine. But a few friends I don't want to mention in this room, if they receive
In this room,
Flowers.
there's two other guys.
Exactly. So I'm sure.
I don't know.
Imagine if
When you
he
get
walked
it.
into work one morning, he's holding a rose. Like, what would like
Yes.
security people like, excuse
What
me,
would
sir,
you do with
can
it?
you please drop the rose in there? Yeah. We're just taking the spotlight away from you for a split second. Producers, and I know artists and producers are really close. Who are some of your favorite producers? And the ones that you really want to, just stuff your hat for anytime.
There's a long list. Obviously, I work very closely with M1 from the UK.
What about him?
He was like my very early songs. He was like my go-to producer on most of my songs. So me and him kept like a close relationship. And also 169 as well. He produced 1800. And I work with like loads of different producers. I don't really have like.
Okay.
Like, I don't like to limit myself. I feel like it's good to work with loads of different producers because that kind of broadens your sound as well. So
Such questions like this, producers out there, if you're listening, you just flood us DM
your
with
shots.
hi. Who knows? It just might be the next one. Let me throw these 5 random fun questions to you, right, real quickly. Studio session. Who what would you need in the room?
Obviously water firstly, and then snacks.
Okay.
I'm trying to. It's funny because we joke about this quite a lot because like we do a lot of studio sessions. It's easy to have all of this like unhealthy stuff in the studio, but when you're in there so often, then you can see how it can become a problem. So I'm trying to make effort to have like more fruits and
Roses, couple of roses in the corner.
one rose.
Couple of roses.
for the inspiration. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay, so fruits and water. That's good. That's and what about the people?
Oh, people like just friends.
Okay.
Yeah, like friends. I like to keep like an open vibe in the studio where it's like it could be certain days when it's just me and I'm looking in on my own, or it could be busy like friends, family at times.
Or the female roles in your life.
Yeah. The female. Not Rose. Rose. One E. But
No, rose.
to
I
one.
meant rose,
literally,
like
yeah.
rose.
Give me a Rolls Royce.
The
talking
woman.
about.
No,
Yeah.
the
Rolls
I mean, they
Royce.
say behind every
Rose,
successful
like,
man.
Because he's
female
using a
Rose,
Rolls
like,
Royce,
You know,
so.
the Rose, like, beautiful.
Sister Rose.
not
Okay.
an inanimate rose, an animate rose, a human rose.
Yeah.
is what
A
I mean.
movable rose.
A movable rose.
I mean, there's always an inspiration. There's always someone behind there who would inspire you one way or the
Yeah,
other.
of course,
you
of
know,
course.
But another thing I want to find out
Okay.
before you go, I want to know
He's not gone yet.
The meaning, the meaning behind like I mean Headie One, but like what led to you choosing, that moniker?
from heads.
Yeah.
Shia
Heads. I'm surprised you know about that one. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my name was Heads when I was growing up, and then I was just like turned it to Headie One because I actually felt like at a time when I was making music, I wanted to like I was saying before, aspire to do more. So I felt like I wanted to pull it in the atmosphere or into the universe that I am the number one.
The
You know,
last
so-
Oh,
and the last one
okay.
as well.
and the last and the first and everything.
Yeah.
So that's like the vibe. That's like the original vibe behind it. And
If music didn't do it for you, what would you be doing now?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know.
That's
So
honest.
Dream collaborations, dead or alive?
dream collaboration. I like Lana Del Rey. I think I know it's pretty random. I say that quite a lot, but she's got like an amazing voice, and I like music which just sounds like different and soulful. I like obviously Biggie Smalls, legend. There's a few others, but they're
We've
like
already got Drake in the bag, so we're
yeah.
good,
I would say because Drake's one of my favorite artists of all time, and Future as well. So man, loads.
This
more
is
to
this is a shine moment for any Ghanaian artist who's not maybe known that you've encountered.
come. Yeah.
Do you have any you've met that you want to throw the spotlight? Is that moment that they'll cut the video and go like, "Yo, guess what? Anyone was live in the studio. He mentioned my name."
I'm. There is a name that I do know, but it's like it slits
All the time.
It slits my memory. I wanted to say it earlier, but I can't remember it. But I feel like he's done a song with
Black Hole.
But yeah,
Was it Arada J?
that was it.
Yeah.
The J.
I think his
So
fire.
easy to guess.
yeah.
He's
He's got like a very unique voice, and I hadn't heard him until one of my close friends played it to me in the studio last time when I was in Ghana. So, and I think his voice is amazing. Yeah.
He would love to hear this.
Yeah.
RJ, 10% on that collaboration. In fact, 15% on that collaboration. What's the most random thing a fan has ever said to you? Either it got to you or made you feel cool.
Like when I done my album, I had these these two girls come and they wrote like a whole letter and like a poem or whatnot. It was very detailed, and I thought like that was quite nice, to be honest, because you get like messages from fans which is like quite like just like but
very intimate.
but this was like had meaning to it, and it's one of the few messages that had like an effect and motivated me to keep on going.
Amazing. What's the future like? What's next? What's coming up?
Loads more new music. Obviously I'm doing my own thing now, like independently, so I'm just gonna be letting out the music, and just just following the vibe and having fun with it again. You know what I'm saying? So
You're in town for a couple of days, I do believe.
Yeah.
What's the activity like? What's going to be happening?
I'm just gonna relax. Relax, chill, eat nice food. I found one buffet that because I know in Ghana the food does take very long to come when you go out and eat. Like I said, everyone's
We are
laid
sorry.
back.
We are sorry.
I said everyone has back.
You know what you can do? You can call to order.
Before
Maybe
go.
30 minutes before you leave home.
It's like
So that
predicting
when you
your
get
hunger,
there,
right?
it's ready.
Predicting
Yeah.
your hunger. Do you play e-soccer, any of those console games?
Yeah, I play FIFA.
FIFA?
FIFA, yeah.
Can we put you to a dare?
You again.
Hey, watch your five.
Yes, watch your five.
Let me tell you this story.
A little bit.
Okay.
Let me tell you the story real quickly. So the thing is that
there
just
we go.
analyze this.
There we
Assess
go.
this yourself. You have a professional player come play and whoops somebody at 13-1.
Yeah.
Okay, and then plays me and I have never played it before in my life, never. And then I do the person. Yo, but the first time I played this game. The first time I played the game was right in this office, and after a whole year, I haven't played again.
So you only played the game once?
Once, and I've not played again.
The one you played with Kiddy was what?
No, I'm coming to my first game was a medical. My first game was with medical. Even in that one, it was just 2-1. And because I honestly turned my back.
He beat you
He beat me 2-1. I just turned my back like for him to just score the goal, and he scored. So that's agreed. And then the next one was against a top professional Global E soccer player, and then he scored 4-0, and I scored 1. So
5 or 4.
I'm just saying it was 5-1, but I scored my.
He drew the game or something.
So who knows? Me against Headie One, maybe my hits will come through that. Who knows?
Might not even score 1.
Right?
It depends what game I play. I'm quite good at FIFA, so yeah, maybe we can try it out and see.
We'll swing by your apartment. We'll find the console. We'll pay a visit, and then we'll play a game. We'll film it, and then if I win, I get a collaboration.
Let's
but
do it,
first
man.
verse.
Agreed. Let's do it.
He said agreed.
You will beg me for that verse. You say, Jay, you don't rap, so please give me that verse. Great having you. Thank you so much.
Please, I have to say.
I'm go
sorry.
ahead, please.
So I'm going to send you the verse for you and Drake, the feature. I'm putting that into the universe.
You're gonna send me
the
verse.
Yeah,
me
for
and
you
Drake.
and
So
Drake.
me,
No,
you and
you
Drake.
Here's my song.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm putting that to the universe. You said you have to go with the flow. You have to chase it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send it. And hopefully God is going to
It will
come through.
surprise you that as an independent artist, you have more protocols to go through.
God is going to come through. Believe.
Amen.
We're going to remember this conversation.
Oh, you never know
Since
it's possible.
He's sending his verse.
You're also going to send your verse.
Send your verse,
I'm
bro.
getting full verses today.
Yeah, send it, bro. Send it.
As your programs manager, we'll discuss all this before we take a. Thank you so very much for passing
Yeah,
through.
man.
We
Thank you
truly
for having
appreciate.
me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, truly appreciate of this, and looking forward to have more engagements anytime. Please for your one
day only.
Yeah.
event. We're looking for a collaboration on that with you as well.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, we'll put it out there. So we'll get in touch with the team, look for the visuals from the other one, and then we'll push it out there and prepare ourselves for next year January. It's just a few months away.
Yeah, I know the way the time's flying. That's what it feels like as well.
Yeah,
time's
so
been
quick,
flying.
so quick.
We're
so
leaving
quick.
soon.
Yeah, in a few days. So
Yeah,
Okay.
and finally, when is your birthday?
6th of October.
Okay, we're buying first class ticket. Party. Jason's on you,
You're
right?
buying.
Yeah.
You said no, you're buying a best class.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all run away from home.
We're going to make sure that
Man is
buys it
a
for
natural
you. We'll
person,
support
goes through the
him.
energy of the universe. Who knows what's going to happen?
I just said I'm going to work on a verse with Drake.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Bro, that's my dream.
Hey, audience, we're back at the same time tomorrow. Thank you so much, and we out.
Yeah.
Culture Daily was brought to you by Telecel.